It's time for Radio Wilders. Welcome to 2019 edition, a trip in the way back machine. To when the flowers were blooming, the bees were buzzing, and you were getting ready to mow the lawn again. Yes, we're revisiting spring of the year just past. Join us now as we celebrate the new with the old on RadioWilder.com.
I've been so many places in my life and time. I've sung a lot of songs, I've made some bad rhymes. I've acted out my love in stages with 10,000 people watching. But we're alone now and I'm singing this song to you. I know your image of me is what I hope to be. I've treated you unkindly, but darling, can't you see? There's no one more important to me. Darling, can't you please see through me? 'Cause we're alone now and I'm singing this song to you. You taught me precious secrets of the truth, withholding nothing. You came out in front and I was hiding. But now I'm so much better, and if my words don't come together, listen to the melody, 'cause my love's in there hiding. I love you in a place where there's no space and time. I love you for my life, you are a friend of mine. And when my life is over, remember when we were together. We were alone and I was singing this song to you. Well, there's no space and time. I love you for my life, you are a friend of mine. And when my life is over, remember when we were together. We were alone and I was singing this song for you. We were alone and I was singing this song for you. We were alone and I was singing my song. Singing this song for you.
It's the time of the season when love runs high. In this time, give it to me easy and let me try with pleasured hands to take you in this song to promised lands, to show you everyone it's the time of the season for love. What's your name? What's your name? rich like me, as he take off anytime to show you what you need to live. Tell it to me slowly, tell you why I really wanna know. It's the time of the season for loving. What's your name? Who's your daddy? He is rich like me. As he take off anytime to show you what you need to live. Tell it to me slowly, tell you why I really wanna know. It's the time of the season for loving.
It's the Welcome to 2019 edition on Radio Wilder, looking back to the spring of last year. And now, here's Harry.
Evening, Wilders.
Fasten your seatbelts.
Happy New Year to the Wilder gang. Thank you very much for 2018. More exciting things to look forward to, and hopefully in your personal lives, you can get jacked up for 2019. It's going to be great. Sometimes it takes the attitude to make it great, and search and search and search for positives. Even the smallest ones add up. Be loving, be caring, think of the positive thoughts. Let's make it a killer 2019, and hopefully you'll look back at Radio Wilder as part of making it a wonderful year. Please help us by giving us all your contributions in your music, because you keep making it a better year for us. Happy New Year! And we're going to have a band on tonight. That was the house band for a place that my band came in and played, and they were the house band. We became friends with them. So without further ado, let's do 4, not much more. We'll open the door. I don't need to start doing all that crap. That sounds terrible. Let's just do 4 and have about 12, 15 minutes worth of uninterrupted music on the Wilder program.
They put my picture up on the wall at the bar. They said, you see this sucker, don't you take his check no more. He good for nothing except talking trash. Don't you see paid cash? But my man Richie always hooked me up when nobody looking. And AJ's old lady fed me some home cooking. Good looking out, I appreciate it, yeah, and that's the fact. And I remember all the motherfuckers that always had my back. Good looking, oh yeah, ain't nothing wrong. despair. And fools I've never heard of, all of a sudden my friends, they're good for nothing, still kissing ass. Don't they see must pass? And I remember all the motherfuckers that always had my back. Yeah, good, 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 good. Good looking out, yeah. Ain't nothing wrong, no. I'll be right over, so you're on me home. Go and get your red dress and your lipstick on. We're gonna get real, real, real good.
Welcomes. We liked it so much we made it the Welcome to 2019 edition, a spring retrospect on RadioWilder.com.
Rick Kingo from Cable Clowns coming to you from Denmark. You can hear us on RadioWilder.com, where you hear the newest and best music in rock and roll.
The Eastern world, it is exploding, violence flaring, bullets loading. You're old enough to kill, but not for voting. You don't believe in war, but what's that gun you're toting? And even the Jordan River has bodies floating. But you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Don't you understand what I'm trying to say? Can't you feel the fears I'm feeling today? If the button is pushed, there's no running away. There'll be no one to save with the world in a grave. Take a look around you, boy. It's bound to scare you, boy. And you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Yeah, my blood's so mad, feels like coagulating. I'm sitting here just contemplating. I can't twist the truth, it knows no regulation. Handful of senators don't pass legislation, and marches alone can't bring integration. When human respect is disintegrating, this whole crazy world is just too frustrating. And you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Think of all the hate there is in Red China, then take a look around to Selma, Alabama. You may leave here for 4 days in space, but when you return, it's the same old place. The pounding of the drums, the pride and disgrace. You can bury your dead, but don't leave a trace. Hate your next door neighbor, but don't forget to say grace. And tell me over and over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. No, no, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction.
That was weird how All Them Witches and Barry's song almost had similar, very dark starts. But that song is 50 years old, Eve of Destruction, and all about the Vietnam War and all about, but all those things are current today. You can fast forward it. So what's that say to you? Okay, you know, nothing new is going on that a lot of us and people well before our time had not gone over. Just different media. You hear more about it and you do more about it, but it's the same stuff. And that's just, that's how it goes. But there were a lot of protest songs during all the great music then, but that one was one that was a big charter. What did you think about Tony C? We know about people that they start to get rich and all of a sudden their pals come around to say hi to him. How's it going? I like when he stayed real with the people that treated him right. But it's a nice, Tony C's got 3 or 4 songs. It's called Tony C and the Truth if you want to look them up. And they're nice. And then I was sitting here and I went, holy crap, I forgot about 3 things for the fans of the Wilder program and even for us. Number one, our store, our general storefront, we call it the general store. It's a fairly empty general store. It has a shirt in it still. That's all it's done. Hopefully, Rick, by this week, the Sacred Canyon Commander, I've got some of his new jerky. We just came back from a trade show, and the crowd loved it up there in Las Vegas. They screamed for Rick's stuff. So, Rick, let's get some wonderful baskets in there so we can make a little donation here and there, and somebody can walk off with a basket. It's probably worth about $50-$60 more than you'll pay for it, and I can almost guarantee how good all this stuff. Well, that's one thing. And then, on top of that, I can almost 100% promise you. See, we do the shows at a little different time, and I'll bring up the next thing because of that. So I'm recording this a little early because we did Vegas and came back, but there will be a brand new cap in the Wilder General Store. The nice Wilder logo. It was really difficult for the guys to replicate Mr. Bob Duvall's fabulous logo that everybody loves. We still say it's the best one in the company that we've ever created, and he's done some good ones, but it looks good. It's got a nice look to it. It's black. Says has the logo, and it says Radio Wilder, then RadioWilder.com. So hopefully it'll go with your matching shirt. Maybe you'll buy some of those, and then some of that dough can go to the folks, to the kiddies. But nonetheless, you'll be able to have a hat if you'd like it, a cap, I should say, and a shirt, maybe some goodies to go into it. And the next thing I was thinking of is I want to welcome, and I'm always behind or ahead on these particular things, but there's nothing that excites me more, except the thing that actually excites me the most is when you see the numbers, the analytics on Tuesday, and the audience overall just keeps growing. That's wonderful. So I'm just going to keep putting that same music on because that's what you're listening to. And with now a big input from music contributors to the show, which is great. So we now welcome, and I think it's country number 24, South Africa. South Africa. They've hopped aboard the Wilder bandwagon. It's amazing. So I think that is 24. I could be off just a little bit. And then the next thing, I'm working on a 60s deal where it's the two big boys, I call them the Beatles and the Stones, because they were the biggest, sold the most, were the most popular, had the most songs. However, I'm going to try to kind of relive what it was like to sit in your car, to be a rock and roll musician, to love the ladies. The ladies loved the music. Everybody was playing. Clubs were wild. There was every kind of band. I don't really believe today in the rock genre. I don't believe there are as many different kinds of groups as we had. They're just not as many. There were every single kind. But nonetheless, everybody was playing. But I'm doing the first one I'm going to do and see how y'all like it. It'll be a departure. It's the Beatles and the Stones, big boys, at the top 10 sellers for each group. Some of them are surprising. And then I want to try to take you through the, let's call it, I don't know, it's not really a lens, but kind of a lens of what it was like to sit there in your car or at home or anything else and just have a barrage of new British bands, one after another, after another, after another, after another. Unprecedented. And each one was so different, and you were so thrilled. And by then, you just either, and most people did, love the British Invasion. That's how the name, it just became the British Invasion. And the jock would say, well, here's another one from the British Invasion. It's I don't know, whoever. And they just were never anything. How can these bands just keep coming on? But they got so hot. And then of course, the big motherlode country, America, worshipped them, welcomed them everywhere. So then all of a sudden, they not only had all the music in the world coming over, all new, all different. But remember, our boys, our gang started a lot of that. The blues guys started that early, started that long, because they all picked up on them, liked them. And they never went over that big as a type of song in England, but they did with the bands. And the bands, that's what they heard, and that's what they did. So I'm going to try to put that together. We'll have two double plays on it, one on the Beatles, of course, and one on the Stones. So let me know what you think when it comes out. Probably a couple of weeks away. I've got the song list put together. I already vetted it, and it's a very simple thing. It's just the top 10 in order for each of them, and I intermingled them, alternated them, if you will. Beatles, Stones, Beatles, Stones, Beatles, Stones. And that's the kind of story that I want to bring in and see if that kind of a different take once in a while is interesting, because it's a lot of real history. So we finished with Barry. Now, the next sticky, Dion, a one-namer. You know, if you're a one-namer, you've done something pretty special. An Elvis, a Prince,
etc. Dion Francis DiMucci. Born in 1939, so you can figure out how old he is. He's had 39 top 40 hits, and basically they were all in the late 50s, early 60s. He honed his style. Now, this is always nutty to me, because I didn't know anybody that ever did that. And where I lived, we didn't hang out in any street corners singing, but they obviously did back east. And he honed his style. Just imagine a bunch of people after dinner going over under a street light and starting to sing. And you're just singing. You don't have any instruments or anything else. Anyways, he honed his style, which was kind of a cappella style. And he just started to resonate with people. And another little-known fact about Dion was that he was part of that ill-fated winter dance party with Buddy and Big Bopper and Richie Valens, etc. And he was invited to take the plane flight. Now, this, I knew everything about the night the music died. I know it all. Meaning I loved it from day one. I told you, laying in my bed that morning, I heard it. I heard the newscast, the news flash. It crushed me as a little young 10, 12-year-old kid, 10-year-old kid. But I knew all about it, knew exactly what that meant. At least I thought in my little brain what that meant. And guess what the reason was that he wouldn't go? You've heard the reason about Waylon Jennings not going and some of the others. He wouldn't pay the $36 it would cost. Why wouldn't he pay the $36? Because it was the same that his parents paid for their childhood apartment, and he just wouldn't do it. Here's another little nugget for you in the Wilder program. You go look at the Sgt. Pepper's album cover. I know you're fairly familiar with that one. There are only two artists on that. I wish I could be more real time so we could have a contest. But let me just say, one of them was Dion, and the other is Mr. Bob Dylan. So that's pretty great stuff. 1989 Hall of Fame. He got a Grammy Hall of Fame for one song called "Run Around Sue." And here's the final glory of this sticky. Last year, Dion put an album out, and Marlene and I like one of the tunes a lot, and we play it and have it both on her Bejeweled Candy Cane list and my Edible One list. And it's Dion. If you can figure out the math, 1939 to 2018, that comes out to about 79 years old. That's right, 79. His voice sounds, I think it sounds better than it ever did. He's playing with the youngsters, of course. Sounds great. He looks cool. So, Dion, you're one of the icons of the business, icons of the industry. So we're going to play King of the New York Streets for him, for you, from him to you. And then I was listening the other day. The McCoys did Hang On Sloopy and some of the stuff, but they had a very little-known song. And I don't know why I keep getting involved with the word dance, because that's a very foreign thing for me. It's okay to play for people to dance. But I heard this song and I just kind of liked it. I just got to go back. Just got to go back and watch this little girl dance. It got me. So here it is. And let's see. That's 1, 2. And then I think we'll play our request for the lovely and talented Holly Anderson. And this will be Landslide, which is a Fleetwood Mac song covered by the Dixie Chicks. So we'll play those. We'll zoom along for those, and then we'll put a halt to things and maybe do a story. Then we'll see how it flows. But let's listen to some more music, some more enjoyable music. And I'm happy to hit these babies. And let's lead it off with the real king of the New York streets, Dion.
Call me the scandalizer. The world was my appetizer. I turned gangs into fertilizer. King of the New York streets. I broke hearts like a window pane. For breakfast I eat nails and chains. To my kingdom I proclaim. King of the New York streets. We walk tall, we sang. local gladiator. Here come the king of the New York streets. Well, I was only 16 years, so what could I have known? In my mind, these passing years, the legend sure has grown. You know, people come from miles around to see my raw tenement crown. Always object, never down. King of the New York street. Check it out. Schools gave me nothing needed. To my throne I proceeded. Every warning went unheeded. Yeah, king of the New York street. We walked always. Jack, jack, get out. All this feeling, I bumped my head on heaven's ceiling, shooting dice and double dealing, king of the New York streets. Well, I was only 16 years, so what could I have known? In my mind, these passing years, the legend sure has grown. Jump behind the wheel of a pinstripe custom Oldsmobile. The guys would bow and the girls would squeal. They said, king of the New York street. What? Local bullies I deflated. Backstreet jive that I translated. Top 10 girls were all I dated. King of the New York street. We walked the set. Check it out, we're walking, said it. Yeah. Well, I was wise in my own eyes. I woke one day and I realized, you know, this attitude come from cocaine lies. I think they can't.
I saw her dancing, dancing in some smoky place. Yeah. I'll bet that I was the only one who watched her face. All night I never saw a smile there. She didn't even try. You know, for just a little while there, I saw a tear in her eye. Got to go back and watch that little girl dance. I got to go back and watch that little girl dance. I'll sit and watch her and wait till I can get her alone. Yeah. Then I'll say, baby, baby, let me take you home. I wonder how it is to love her. I toss and turn in my bed. The way she moves
You're listening to a spring flashback, the Welcome to 2019 edition on RadioWilder.com.
I took my love and I took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills. Well, the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you older, children get older. I'm getting older too. Well, well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you older, children get older. I'm getting older too. Well, I'm getting older too. So take this love and take it down. And if you climb a mountain and you turn around, and if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslide brought me down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, maybe, well, maybe, well, maybe the landslide will bring you down.
There you go, Holly. Landslide for you. T-Bone's daughter, living up there in Kansas. You hear that McCoy song. Those are the songs. There's really no explanation why you like a song or you don't. I can just picture that. Picture the guy, picture the girl dancing, and I just got to go back. And it's just that good melodic. And, of course, Dion gave you a nice reward. The King of the New York Streets. Sounds like a New Yorker. Sounds like he's in gear. All right. So we're at the point right now where it's time for a little handyman. He can fix up pretty much anything for you. Dion's song is bridging the 50s and 60s. Handyman came out right on the equator, 1960. Still glorious for me. And then we're going to play Sugar Shack. Jimmy Gilmer and the Fireballs. Sugar Shack was the #1 song in the country. They were in the club. They were the house band of the club that we played when our fledgling little band, Sonny, Bill, Terry, and myself, staying at the Funky Plum under the command of bodyguard Joe and everybody else. They were rancher kids, rancher guys. They were a little older than we were. I don't know if they were. Sonny was 3 or 4 years older than we were, so maybe they were his age. Played well. They were the house band. I think they sat in with us once or twice, but they certainly came out and watched us a couple of times. They recorded in Norman Petty's studio, is where Buddy Holly recorded, and short-haired guys. And there was nobody grabbing them in a phone booth trying to cut their hair, but real good dudes, and told some good stories, and we enjoyed them. And then I think we'll maybe go off and shuffle them up a little bit before we get to let Dave take us into the Deuces or Wilder. So let's do 2, call a halt, and start on that long, slow, painful highway, the Poker Highway. We'll do that right now. Give you a couple more to listen to.
Busy 24 hours a day. I fix broken hearts. I know I really can. If your broken hearts need repair, I'm the man to see. I whisper sweet things, you tell all your friends, they'll come running to me. Here is the main thing I want to say. I'm busy 24 hours a day. I fix broken hearts, I know I really can.
Oh, there's a crazy little shack beyond the tracks, and everybody calls it the Sugar Shack. Well, it's just a coffee house and it's made out of wood. Espresso coffee tastes mighty good. That's not the reason why I've gotta get back up to that Sugar Shack. Whoa, baby, to that Sugar Shack. Oh, there's this cute little girlie, she's a working there. A black leotards and her feet are bare. I'm gonna drink a lot of coffee, spend a little cash, make that girl love me when I put on some trash. You can understand why I've gotta get back to that Sugar Shack. Whoa, baby, to that Sugar Shack. Yeah, honey, to that Sugar Shack. Oh, yes, to that Sugar Shack. And now that Sugar Shack queen is married to me, yeah. We just sit around and dream of those old memories. Ah, but one of these days I'm gonna lay down tracks in the direction of that Sugar Shack. Just me and her, yes, we're gonna go back to that Sugar Shack. Whoa, oh, to that Sugar Shack. Yeah, honey, to our Sugar Shack.
One thing you'll notice on a lot of those earlier songs, they're very short. Handyman came in at 2 minutes and 1 second, and the Clovis Boys, Jimmy Gilmer, came in at 2:04. Short, quick. So imagine a 2-minute song becoming number one, which it was. They were proud of it, but they tended to their ranches and they did what they did. And the music, they were musicians running it all. They're enjoying it just like the rest of us, coming in off the ranch and doing it. We never went out to their ranch, but that's what they did. As I'm looking at my sticky board here, if I could somehow, I guess we're just going to have to take a picture of it, stick it up on the site. You have the playlist, and then to the left, you have all the different lists that we've done. Of course, all the different controls and taskbars and stuff on the Big Apple. But then over at the sticky bar, I have the show notes, which are the things that I lead off with. And then, of course, the awesome Enquire stuff. And then above it, on the right, I have stuff that is from a show that Terry is doing right now, recording. And then above that, I have a little SD card. That SD card has nothing to do with the sticky. It's what the show gets recorded on. Stick it into Dropbox. I'm not going to go through all that stuff because I'm barely technically able to even tell you Dropbox. But then I look, and when you close the sticky up, it gets skinny. So I've already closed up 2. And the next one I have will be the second half of the Deuces Are Wilder. And it's a pretty long one. It's a pretty big one. And then the last one is down. So I've got them all open, all different sizes. I'm so happy I found them because instead of seeing those notes on the side, they're really a help, but they're sometimes geometrically challenging looking at them. I know. It's a tough life here, but I couldn't enjoy any of it more. So I don't know how to go exactly. I don't want to give anybody a long explanation about poker, but because of the difference between when I was a youngster first playing and today's fascination about you're really talking about tournament poker is what you're talking about. Nobody sits around. Not very many people are going to be tuned into a cash game just watching it because it's boring. And even if they play for billions of dollars, you just don't believe it's real. But the tournaments are what has turned the World Series upside down and turned television big and why the numbers and the ratings are big. So I'm going to try to give a little bit of an explanation of the difference. I'm just going to focus on a cash game and a tournament and what it was and why I was deficient in the tournament game when I first started to play. So when you play a cash game, you come to the table and you have whatever money you have. That's it. That's yours. You want to obviously grow it, but you guard it and protect it. And there's many different kinds of games, so I'm not even going to get into that. I'm just going to focus on Hold'em, Texas Hold'em. And Texas Hold'em, what they have is it's a 9 or 10 person table sitting there, and to the left of the dealer, they have what's called a small blind and a big blind. You have that in both games. And that was instituted to promote action. So what I mean by that is the small blind, when the big blind, which is the second one from the dealer, it'd be like the second seat if you wanted to go around clockwise. Let's say it's 5 and 10. What that means is the second seat in is committed for $10, like it or not. So he's the leadoff man. So then you can either call the $10, raise it, do whatever you want. Then it comes all the way around to what we call the button. That's right, the guy right before the dealer. And then the dealer, the next person over is that. I said it's 5 and 10. There's $5. There's half that blind in for that particular person. He can just take his thrashing and hand out the $5, or he can call or raise or do whatever he wants. But he's only committed for a half a blind if he wants to throw his hand away. The reason you have those is because you're forced to play. You're forced to put those blinds. Because let's say there were no blinds, nobody had to put any money in. You could fold 50 hands in a row, nobody put any money in, and nothing would ever go. Well, that's the first part of the blind. The next part of the blind. Now, so in a cash game, you usually sit down. Let's say it's, as we said, 5 and 10. It doesn't change. You go to Vegas and sit down in a game, it's going to be 5 and 10 all night long. And that's what you deal with, and that's how it goes. And you can skip 8 hands in a row, but when those blinds come up, you're committed to them. You have to pay $15. That's just the way it is. So what does that mean? Well, that means if you never play any hands, your stack's going down. You're going to have to do something. So it promotes action, promotes activity. And because their hands are blind, meaning you don't know what it is, you're making an investment of $5 and $10, or certainly the $10 one, he's making the investment. The 5 is making his investment too. You don't, from the outset, you have no idea what you inherited. You could have a powerhouse, you could have a couple kings, aces, you could have the worst trash can. It doesn't matter. That's why they call them the blind. That's why they call it the blind. So when you play, if you're a good player, you manage your cash, and you do a lot of the same things that you would do in a tournament. You watch the players, you're looking at the players, you're paying attention to it. But in a limit game like that, there's more, you're going to end up probably playing more hands. But whether you do or you don't, it's still your choice. But you play the cards more than you play the people, or certainly cards speak. And because you can't get killed, because if it's 5 and 10, and there's certain, you can only bet a certain amount. You bet your 5, your 10. You can raise 3 times when the flop comes. You bet $10, and you can bet a 20 on the what they call 4th Street and 5th Street. That's all you can pay. You can keep raising it for 3 or 4 raises, and that's it. But you can't lose tons on each hand versus a no limit, where you can lose every single thing you've worked all night for in one hand. That's a huge major difference. But the biggest difference is you play the cards, you play the players, and it's limit. They call it limit because it does limit your defeats if you want to look at it that way. And you have a low limit and a high limit game, and there's some big ones. There's $1,000, $2,000 blinds. There are plenty big games, but at the same time, you're not going to throw your house in the middle of the table. That's a game I grew up playing, watching everybody else play, and learned after a while to, especially when Chris and I had the game in our house. Then I knew I had a $200 lead or $225 lead with the rake. Maybe $50 in food. So let's say $175. So I do my damnedest to make sure at the very least I would lose that. And so it taught me to be even a little bit more conservative. And I wanted to win. I don't like to gamble. I like to win. And gambling, I did plenty of gambling when I was a youngster. Didn't do very well at it. As I got older, I started to respect the money a little bit more. And in that particular situation, at the end of every night when I kicked everybody out of the house, I wanted to have a plus for the house. Why wouldn't you? So I took that kind of, and I honed my game, and I was pretty decent. I could go to Vegas and play and sit down and win money. I could win money at casinos down here or pretty much anywhere. I wasn't the king of the casino, but I was plenty good enough to beat, because I think the competition was kind of inferior at the time. But I was decent. I learned and read books, and I honed the craft. More times than not, I'd walk out. But after a while, I did not like the casinos because of the smoking, number one, because of people going out, going busted, going to the ATM. You can see them trying to scratch out a 20. I just didn't want to be in that kind of environment. And I didn't want to take anybody's money like that. It was just strange. So when I was invited, after Robbie and I met on that cruise, and I was invited to go play the Aces and Eights, did it for, I don't know, a year and a half, until Jay told me that night, well, listen, you're a good cash game player. I can tell you that right now, but you're not a very good tournament player. And he gave me the instructions, you need to go out here and play and all that stuff. It was all true. So when I first started to go to Los Angeles, I played at the Bike. I played at the Hollywood Casino. Those are 2 big venues there. And you get a little cheap motel near there and get in there Thursday afternoon or Friday and play. And they'd have plenty of tournaments. And I probably would invest in $200, $250 tournaments, maybe a 5. Not very likely. Not because I didn't have the money, because I knew I was outmatched. Because the level of play out there, as Jay pointed out, was very tough and very good. So you get in there and let's say there's 300 people. Okay, you start with the same blind deal that you do in a cash game, except the difference is you have what they call the blind structure, or levels when the blinds change. So that 5 and 10, that may be good for an hour, may be good for 2 hours. The next thing you know, it's 10-20, and then 20-40, and then 40-80. So your chips really get knocked down if you're not winning. So what it really forces you to do after a while is get in there and you better get something happening, because there's a term called chip down. And what you don't want to have happen is you're guarding your money each time the blind, let's say the blind had gone up to 40-80. Well, that's $120 a round. Let's say you bought in 2,000. And previous to that, you'd lost some other money. You can see how fast it would eat it up. And it just goes on like that and on like that and on like that. You might have 30 different blind levels. The series has a ton of them. But they're 2-hour blinds. So at the end of 2 hours, it's going up. Forces you to play and forces you to have action. So my game of conservatively guarding the chips was really very ill-suited for that because I'd wait for the hand. Well, sometimes you can wait for 2 days. You're not getting one. And then I would make bad moves. I get in with the worst of it just because, I was desperate. All of a sudden, what happens in poker is a hand, let's say they're premier hands and you know what all the hands are worth. And, of course, pretty obvious if you have 2 cards, aces are the best and kings and on their way down. And then you have odd things like the king, queen of something or the jack, queen of something. Well, if one of those is suited, like it's the jack, queen of hearts, queen, jack of hearts, that's worth a little bit more than the queen, jack. Not much, but it's a little bit. But after a while, when you just throw hand after hand away and your chips are going down, 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 that queen, jack of hearts starts to look a little bit more like an ace, king of hearts. That's when you get in trouble. And for I don't even know how many tournaments. And at the same time I was doing this, I was reading every kind of book there was. We went out the other day to our storage closet, and I got boxes of poker books on there. And then after a while, we'd start doing the stuff online. But I studied and read and tried to get the best of what we could do. So it took a fairly long time for me to come to this conclusion that just hanging around and saying I played for 2 days and won nothing, it got me a hotel bill. It got me eating bills. It was frustrating, and I got nothing. So who gives a damn if you finish 65th out of 700 players and they pay 50? You got nothing. You get the same as the number 750, the first guy out. And even that, sometimes the first guy out would get a bonus. There would be a bounty or get a bonus for being the first one out. So when we get into the next go-around, because it's not all about poker. This is for Shell. This is for anybody who cares. And again, I've had people reach out and say, tell us some more of that poker. Then we'll start talking about some of the adjustments that I was forced to make and begin, but it took a long time, and some of that stuff doesn't even come slowly. All of a sudden, one day you're playing, you go, damn, I should do this or I should do that. So there's our little poker story for the night, and we're going to be firing it up in the Our Davey is going to take us in. I was looking at Jimmy Gilmore. Davey's going to take us in to the Deuces Are Wilder collection. And tonight, we're doing Blackbird by the Beatles and covered by Sarah McLachlan. And when we come back, Sarah gets a sticky. So hopefully that gets you started. I'm thinking about the poker. And anytime you want to send a poker question into the site, I either can give you a reference. I'm not the king of poker. I think if I played if I played a lot like I used to 10 years ago, I can beat them 3 out of 10. What does that mean? That means I lose 7 out of 10. But after many, many years of doing it, I'm pretty comfortable with that, and I don't think it takes that long to get the rust out of my game. But if you have a simple question or want a reference or a book or any of that, I'm more than happy to do it. So we're going to go into here. Davey's taking us into the Deuces Are Wilder, and let's see what we'll do after that. We'll do Deuces Are Wilder, and then we'll stop for a minute and maybe do 2 after that. So enjoy it. Blackbird.
The greatest songs in rock and roll history with the coolest covers. It's time for Harry's Deuces Are Wilder. Great songs, great covers.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly, into the light of a dark black night.
blackbird, fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.
Singer-songwriter Sarah McLachlan. She's known for her, very emotional, touching, mezzo-soprano type vocal range. Again, I bring these numbers up because it tells you a lot of people really enjoyed them. When you sell 30 million albums, people enjoy. She's won a couple of Grammys. She won that for the Surfacing album. I don't know how many people ever got to see Lilith Fair, which was a kind of a girl gig where you had some of the Mary Chapin, you had her, you had plenty of others going around the country and doing a girl thing, which was really interesting and good. She started that, formed that. It stopped, and it resumed in 2010, and stopped again in 2014. And in 2014, she redid or released her very first album in 4 years. And it was a pretty Shine on a Dream, a pretty good song itself. All of a sudden was made the official song of the 2010 Canadian Winter Olympics, which was big. And I said 2014 she did her first album in 4 years. Well, then 2016 she released Wonderland, which was her 9th album. And what's really cool about it, it's actually her second Christmas album. She has 2 Christmas albums. They're very good. How many people can do a little of all that and do the Christmas album? She likes that. And in 2017, she was inducted in the Canadian Music Hall of Fame. So that is about, next to Dion, that's about the longest sticky that we got rolling. We only have one more left. So at the sticky time, it starts to become sticky for me. The perspiration runs down my armpit just a little bit because I know what's coming along soon, very soon. But we're going to move into the Bowery, which is what they call some of the little neighborhoods, if you will. They did it in the old days, but this is called Burning the Bowery. It's a single. It's Jesse Mallon in the St. Mark's Social. Jesse's an artist I really enjoy, and he pinch hits on the Underground Garage as a jock. He's the one that said, man, I don't do drugs. I don't do anything. I just wake up high on life. And if you're lucky enough to get on the stage and be playing music, you better be high. I wake up with a positive attitude. I am positive. That's the thing that I like, and I like Jesse. Played one of his tunes in one of the very first shows. So we'll do that. And then I know we're wondering, and this just came along, it sounded good, we're wondering, where have all the cowboys gone? We know some people are wondering, where have all the cowboys gone? So Paula Cole's going to do that for us. And then we think we're going to park the car. Let's see. We'll park the car, I think, to lead us into the end choir. I don't want to have Paul. I don't want to think about where all the cowboys have gone. So I think I'm going to go to the English group Stabilizers off their Tyranny album, and One Simple Thing. It's going to give me a little more bang. It's an alternative from 1986. I'd rather lead off. That's still going to give me Ronnie's Request, 3 other after that. So I'll be back because I need a pop after I go to the end choir. I get down, you know how it is. The gifts are gone, and I look around and, oh, wait a minute, it's music again. So I have to kind of play this casually. So let's go out and do that. Let's listen to Jesse, Paula, and let the English punkers, the Stabilizers, stabilize me so I can get ready and come out and be safe after all of this for the end choir. So to make it clear again, we're going to do 3, and then we're going to, no, I said it wrong. 1, 2, you know what? Let's just do 3 and let's go to the end choir. I'm going to have to live with myself. I'm going to have to take care of business. I'll let Ronnie bring me out of my end choir, whatever I get, that little daze after the end choir. Let's listen to 3 and have a nice little musical barrage here.
Twisted late last night, a young girl asked me for a light. I felt like I've been here before, but the demon life is an open door. Come on down, I've been burning with all that's left inside of me. Coming down the generations, haunted by the history. Had a girl who shed my name, stood like a flower, but she fell like rain. Tattooed knuckles that smell lonely. 4 letters couldn't hold me. Come on down, I've been burning all that's left inside of me. Coming down the generations, haunted by the history. I'm burning on the Bowery. I'm burning on the Bowery. Right back here where you found me. Still burning on the Bowery. Streets took my grandma to the Roseland beat. Society of Vinicola, graveyard shifting rock and rollers. Come on down, I've been burning all that's left inside of me. Coming down the generations, haunted by the history. I'm burning on the Bowery. I'm burning on the Bowery. Right back here where you found me. Still burning on the Bowery. Lonely voices on the phone, singing is all they want. call Jimmy G to find out what's gone wrong with me. Trails and sidewalk streets, old school hardcore matinees, Ginsberg's tears and thunder's cross, the things we won and the ones we lost. I'm burning on the Bowery, I'm burning on the Bowery, right back here where you found me, still burning on the Bowery. I'm burning on the Bowery, I'm burning on the Bowery, got something to empower me. Still burning on the Bowery.
We interrupt the Welcome to 2019 edition. Okay, if you haven't done so, log on RadioWilder.com and pick up a couple of raffle tickets for the Jack Sentis Rock and Roll Coffee Table. Hurry though, we'll be drawing the winner before you know it. Before you know it, it'll be February, and we'll be doing that drawing, so get your tickets now and keep your fingers crossed. When we draw, it might be yours. Now, back to more of spring and the Welcome to 2019 edition.
On my front porch, the dandelion sun scorching like a glass of
just begun. We give back all the things we have but one, only one. One simple thing kept between you and me. We'll build a wall no one else can see. One simple thing is all we really need to make it all complete. Yeah, within this changing place, we run the longest race, keeping the better pace. Here, we manufacture dreams, even the greatest need is satisfied with ease. Oh, one simple thing kept between you and me. We'll build a wall no one else can see. One simple thing is all we really need to make it all complete. Here, within this changing mind, where anything untried is never far behind. Here, within this open heart, life begins to spark, and this is where you are. One simple thing kept between you and me. We'll build a wall no one else can see. One simple thing is all we really need to make it all complete. One simple thing kept between you and me. We'll build a wall no one else can see. One simple thing is all we really need to make it all complete. One simple thing kept between you and me. We'll build a wall no one else can see. One simple thing is all we really need to make it all complete.
Now, ripped from the headlines, it's a Radio Wilder News Flash. Brought to you by Harry's National Enquirer. Spelled with an I. Because inquiring minds and behinds want to know. Now, here's Harry.
Yeah, I did the right thing there. That kind of melted along with Paul a little bit better. I'll let Ron bring me out of the gutter. It's not really the gutter. It's the fun chapter. It's like, I guess, a comedian was running through his line of jokes, and he's all happy at the end, and he's like, oh, I just want to keep telling more jokes. Well, the Enquirer, I flake and keep flaking because I don't write him the letter that I want to, even though I brag about him every week and what kind of a authoritarian type of a periodical it's become now. Nothing but gold, nothing but the truth, nothing but honesty, nothing but leadership in the written world. But I never tell anybody other than go to the newsstand and buy it. Well, today, before I even start, I actually decided right in the middle of that, I'm going back to the old days of the Wilder program where I'd rustle up the papers and stuff. But all I'm going to do right here is say they have a tremendous deal. 52 issues. Remember, I give them a crispy 5. It's $4.99. If you sign up, if you call 1-877-212-1942, you will pay for 19 of those 52 and get 33 free issues. I wish I had enough money to get every one of the Radio Wilder program listeners, followers, a beautiful personal copy, an autographed copy of the Enquirer if I could, but I really can't afford it. It's actually grown too much, and I don't know if our newest country, South Africa, is ready for the Enquirer yet. However, remember another fact, another beautiful factoid. The Enquirer is 90 years old. Let's not forget that. 90 years. So I promise you I've really flaked. I hate to admit when I flake, but I'm not too proud. I need to have their gift shop open on the site. I need to have this type of information so you can get a deal. Hell, I'm going to go get this deal myself. Why do I keep paying for this? Harry, don't drive down to CVS and go in there and give them $5. This is a victory for Harry right here. Thank you, Harry, for providing it for you. I'll be ordering this as soon as I get done. Okay, that's enough of some real hot air. Hear the paper shuffle? There it is. I threw it on the floor because I don't have any more room. All right, let's lead it off. Let's go to Russia. Let's start it off. Remember, they listen to the radio program. Last I saw, there were 20 or 22 listeners. Dave claims for a lot of these countries that they're soldiers. I believe that to be true. I'm just not buying in Russia. I just don't think maybe they are. Maybe we have some, I don't know what we have over there, but let's not, I get so excited you can hear it that I just have to go all over the place. But what they're trying to tell you this week, I have a little title here called Enquirer Greatness. Poisonous Putin brings his killing spree to America. The Kremlin kingpin, Vladimir Putin's global killing spree is now up to 29 victims, with the poisoning of the turncoat Russian spy that he downed him and downed his daughter, I think, on the British soil. The Enquirer now has learned that the toxin that was used in the attack has probably made it to America. We're not sure, but they're pretty well informed, and they've got several sources that claim it could be here already. So I don't know how to warn you about any of that. I don't know how it comes, but we gave you the news first, and this is all we can do. On a more light subject, let's go to Hollywood. Hollywood always brings me joy out there because it's very light and very vapid. So Mr. Jamie Foxx, well, I said Fox, I shouldn't do this because these people are known by one names for their greatness. Jamie is the headline, dumps Katie. So you see, we don't use any last names there. That's not me, not any journalism update. He dumps Katie for his baby mama. The shameless cad, Jamie Foxx, has been caught cheating on Katie Holmes with his baby mama that he wanted to keep, and he's been able to, think of this. I love all these secrets. We have secret sons everywhere. He's managed to keep this relationship secret for 9 years. Pretty good. For Hollywood, keeping it secret for 9 years, awesome. So the reason we think this came out, the reason the Enquirer, this blatant betrayal came hot on the heels of the National Enquirer's world exclusive that unmasked Kristen Grannis, Grannis, as the mother of Jamie's youngest, Annalise. So there's your Hollywood update. Now we're going to go down to the Mafia. Junior Gotti swears vengeance on mob rats. Mafia madness is about to erupt as John Gotti Jr. has declared war on the loose-lipped rats who've weaseled their way into the witness protection program only to continue their criminal ways. Well, we can say down here, allegedly, that Mr. Gravano, Mr. Sammy the Bull, it was actually, I believe he got in some trouble here in the witness protection program. He had a restaurant. I've actually eaten at his restaurant. Didn't realize it was his at the time. But there's a few stories of alleged problems down here. So maybe this is true. But anyways, let's go back to his rage. They've continued their criminal ways. The reputed former Gambino family boss has told the National Enquirer he will exact revenge on his hit list, which includes mutts like Sammy G. But he's going to do it the gentlemanly way in a book. He's going to unleash a book with every single name written in there, what they've done, where they're flaking, try to uncover these people in the witness protection plan. That may be a book that the Enquirer may feature. We may have that in the gift store someday. So as a nice lead into the gift store, we're going to go music today, but actually we're going to go movie. So the gift shop features A Salute to Elvis. Now, this is perfectly timed to honor the movie that a lot of people like. This is a legit show, 15th anniversary of Disney's animated Lilo and Stitch. This is the first of its kind. We have a lot of the first of its kind here coming from the Enquirer. First of its kind Elvis-inspired debut. It hits all the right notes. Notice that? Every single inch is crafted by hand from Stitch's dazzling golden accented jumpsuit to his famously slick back pompadour. Now, this is limited to 95 casting days. You get, of course, the hand-numbered certificate. The king arrives with this hand-numbered certificate, guaranteed satisfaction, 365 days. Now, they are expecting a heavy demand. So this is a very inexpensive prize. It looks kind of funny. Since I have an animal collection all over my desk, this may be another win for Harry. I may be selling myself products this evening. The National Enquirer subscription, and I could put this guy, let's see, does it say how tall he is? No, it doesn't. But it doesn't matter to you. It's $39.99, and because of heavy demand, you might want to take a look at it. Now, I gave you the secret phone number, and I can't bend down to pick it up because I threw it too far. So I gave it to you once. Hopefully, you'll replay this show to get that number, but I'm going to be better prepared because people are asking about the Enquirer. They like it, and like a dunce, all I do. I mean, I can send you any store. They're in any supermarket, any store. They're right up at the point of sale at the POS situation. You can read the headlines. They come out weekly, but I just realized, Harry, you're giving them $4.99. You could have this for $177. So I've made a sale for myself, and this might be a sale. If I get it, I'll put it up on the website for you. I'll probably have that up before I have the gift shop. But another proud moment coming to you, courtesy of the Enquirer. All right. I'm excited next week about the Capers. I'm excited about South Africa joining. I'm excited about the Beatles stuff that I'm working on for you, the Stones, and going through all that. So we're coming down the door. We have one sticky left, and it's the last song that we're going to play. So I'm thinking, let's just go out with a bang. Why not? 4's better, isn't it? 4's better than 3. 3's better than 2. Let's just do 4 and rock it out the door. All right. The last song we're going to play is by a group called the Kaiser Chiefs, and that's Kaiser Chiefs. They took the name from a South African football. South Africa here. Coincidence. I honestly just heard that before I did all this work the last 2 days. So welcome, South African football team. Instead of an S, it's with a Z. So they're an indie rock band. They started in Leeds in England, and their first name of a group in 2000 was Parva. And then they're kind of a new wave punk influence of the 70s and 80s. They have 6 original studio albums. These are one of the groups on our show or the Wilder program that you don't know as much until you realize, damn, they got a lot of albums out. They got a lot of hits out. They got a lot of this, a lot of that, because they are a band that people really like. And they're a neat, interesting, different way to play. Their studio album they did called Employment in 2005 sold 3 million albums. What's wrong with that? Ruby, which is the song you're going to hear at the very end, was number 1. And they've won 3 or 4 Brit Awards for the best British group. And then they have another song that's pretty cool. We have that. You'll be hearing that later on in the program. I Predict a Riot. I Predict a Riot. That's a good one. That went to number 9. So I think it's going to be a song that you're going to like to end this baby. And if you like their stuff, go back and look them up, because it's a pretty good little library, and they are now in the studio recording their 7th album, which is due out next year, 2019. It's a group I enjoy and I like, and it's across the board. Marlene likes them. I think they're in her famous candy cane list. I'm not 100%. One of their songs is too. So we're going to go to Ron. Ron, here's the song that you wanted to hear. Here Comes the Night by Them. This is a 65 tune. And Them did Gloria. Van Morrison was the lead singer of Them. From Ireland, had a short but quick career. Of course, Van went on to a big career. Then we're going to Crazy Horse, not Neil's Crazy Horse, another Crazy Horse. And it's called Beggar's Day. Just something I heard, something probably when I was eating a donut someplace. And, hey, that sounds good. Let's pull it in. And then, of course, you know Dave from Foo Fighters, Wheels. That's a 2009 or 2008. Got to have a lot of Foo Fighters around. And I think I did mention that documentary, and I'm not going to mention it again because I don't have the correct information about the great studio and the board that he got, but I will bring that back because that's a damn good documentary, and he's good in it, and the production's good in it. And then, of course, then we'll finish it out with Ruby. So I think we've hyped next week. I get very excited because it's fun to do all this, of course, breaking the thing, but because I haven't seen the video yet or heard their new tune. And then I'm also hoping, this is a hope, now you see how I've been defeated by Iggy. I know he eventually will come on. It's been 7-8 months, but he'll come. But because one of my favorite groups, and one of the favorite groups for the fans of the Wilder program are the Ravenettes, and they sent Terry that note. I better print that email out so I can keep it. They said, do you know the Ravenettes? And Terry said, we know Harry loves the Ravenettes, and they say, we know the Ravenettes. So here's my perfect scenario would be next week. They're friends with them. We're breaking a song in America. It's our third album. We got our video up. They're going to play it on this jalopy called the Radio Wilder program. They're going to do it. Now remember, they're in Denmark, which there's a lot of wonderful things in Denmark, but you still look up at America as the mother lode. So they may say, look at the Radio Wilder program, and maybe we'll get lucky enough. We might get lucky enough that the Ravenettes will listen in. That will be a dream for me, and it'll be a thrill. But, of course, to end the program with the usual thrill, thank you very much from Dave, Terry. Marlene is now claiming this as part of her program. The first, went to lunch with Shelley today, and by the way, I'm excited tomorrow. We're going out on a client call to meet this young, brilliant kid. He's 32 years old. 3 of us are going up, Robert Woodley and Stevie Nagel and myself. We're going up. We're going to look at, he's invented a bunch of different things with stem cell recovery stuff. You can have a big old something that would be stitched up on your arm deep, for example, and you put these patches on and it heals without that, and way more deeper things than that. And then he's claiming that he'd understand why people can't cure male baldness or baldness, period. He said they're just doing it the wrong way, and he claims that he's going to be working on that. But anyways, we're going to go up there and see his stuff and see if we can come to some kind. He needs to be marketed. He needs to be advertised. So we're going to go up there and take a look around. We got a couple of Wilder T-shirts in case the meeting goes well at the end, and a Wilder treat. And if not, I'll keep them in the car. But I'm excited about that. But when I was at lunch with Shelley today, I was just telling her that when I told her what I was going to do, that was the best way I could leave something for her. I know she was fearful to listen to it. I think it probably took her 6 weeks. Then one of her girlfriends, hello, Renata, who does listen to the show, said, hey, man, he starts it off with a bang. He's moving. And a couple listened, and finally she probably turned it on to hear it. And, of course, hopefully it keeps improving. Certainly the electronic part does. And then Marlene was really fearful. Why are you doing this? Oh, do you know what you're doing? You don't even know anything about it. I know. I've done a lot of things in my life. I didn't know anything about it going into it. Not all of them turned out great, but most of them have. Well, now when something's on, well, we're doing this, and this is our that, and now we're in this many countries, and it's a beautiful thing how she's taken some kind of an ownership of the program. But she's my wife, and I'm proud to have her, and she'll, critique this and critique that. So what I'm trying to say is there's bunch of people involved now that are family. Dave, I can't thank him enough. T-Bone, great. We're working on a lot more many more things. I wish I had one of the new caps on my skull right now. It'd be nice to have. But most of all, we appreciate all you. I write the blogs, or the posts, if you will, on LinkedIn and Facebook. Really, up until the last couple of weeks, we're doing a little social media. Leilani Romer's doing it for us. but I write them and I try to make them interesting. We get a fair amount of views to show you what we're going to have and how we do, but that's it. So it's a thrill to have you all respond. It's a thrill to have you contribute, send songs, send new things in. I had to go out to Rick Jorgensen today because we were doing a request for his niece. And this one song she wanted, there's about 58 different ways to play it. And he gave me kind of an idea of what type of what type of a genre it would be in. So hopefully we got that right. But again, thank you very much. Next week is going to be exciting. So let's go out the door. Let's play 4. And thank you very, very much again. I can't tell you how much we're having fun and how much we appreciate it, but I have to say it at the end of every show because I mean it. Good night and have a great weekend.
Wow, here it comes. Here comes the night. Here comes the night. Ooh, yeah. I can see right out my window, walking down the street, my girl with another guy. His arm around her like it used to be with me. Oh, it makes me want to die. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, here it comes. Here comes the night. Here comes the night. Ooh, yeah. There they go. It's funny how they look so good together. Wonder what is wrong with me. Why can I accept the fact she's chosen him and simply let them be? Whoa, well, here it comes. Here comes the night. Here comes the night. Oh, yeah. She's with him, he's turning down the lights, and now he's holding her the way I used to do. I could see her closing her eyes and telling him lies, exactly like she told me to. Yeah, 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 well, here it comes. Here comes the night. The long, lonely night. Night, 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 night. Whoa, here comes the night.
across Atlantic. Shout out to everyone tuning into RadioWilder.com from the Cape Accounts of Denmark.
I know what you're thinking. We were going down. I could feel us sinking. Then I came around. And everyone I've loved before flashed before my eyes. And nothing mattered anymore. I looked into the sky. Well, I wanted something better, man. I wished for something new. And I wanted something beautiful. I wished for something true. Been looking for a reason, man. Something to lose. When the wheels come down. When the wheels come down. When the wheels touch ground. When the wheels touch ground. And you feel like it's all over. There's another round for you. When the wheels come down. When the wheels come down. Know your head is spinning. Broken hearts will mend. This is our beginning. Coming to an end. Well, you wanted something better, man. You wished for something new. Well, you wanted something beautiful. You wished for something true. Been looking for a reason, man. Something to lose. When the wheels come down. When the wheels come down. When the wheels touch ground. When the wheels touch ground. And you feel like it's all over. There's another round for you. When the wheels come down. 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 When the wheels touch ground. When the wheels touch ground. And you feel like it's all over. There's another round for you. When the wheels come down. 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 When the wheels touch ground. When the wheels touch ground. And you feel like it's all over. There's another round for you. When the wheels come down. When the wheels come down.
Yes, we know you're tired of winter. That's why we've taken you back to spring on the Welcome to 2019 edition on RadioWilder.com.
Let it never be said thoughts occupying my head. There is nothing I need except the function to breathe. But I'm not really fussed, doesn't matter to me. Ruby, 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 Ruby. And do you, do you, do you, do you know what you're doing to me? Ruby, 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 Ruby. Due to lack of interest, tomorrow is cancelled. Let the clocks be reset and the pendulums held. 'Cause there's nothing at all except the space in between. Finding out what you're called and repeating your name. Ruby, 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 Ruby. I do you, do you, do you, do you know what you're doing to me? Ruby, 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 Ruby. Could it be that you're joking with me and you don't really see you and me? Could it be that you're joking with me and you don't really see you with me? Ruby, 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 Ruby. Do you, do you, do you, do you know what you're doing to me? Ruby, 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 Ruby. Do you, do you, do you, do you know what you're doing to me?
You've been listening to the Welcome to 2019 edition, a spring retrospect on Radio Wilder. That was fun. I think I see a 10 line. Well, a couple of things before we go. Be sure and get your rock and roll coffee table raffle ticket just as soon as you can. Log on RadioWilder.com to do that. It helps the Be Kind People Project. And make sure to join us next week for another edition of your favorite storyteller and music presenter. That would be Harry, of course, right here on RadioWilder.com. Thanks for listening.
Take